Hi guys. I've lost count of how many supports I've seen in my games who are completely unable to stay consistent and coherent in their patterns. Why? Simply because they don't have any. As a support in Dota, you're bombarded with information you absolutely need to take into account to help your team, not to mention the priorities you must manage. You've probably noticed as a support that most players spend the majority of their time picking a hero in the meta and then trying to optimize their positioning just to harass you or attempt a kill on you, of course, without actually securing their own camps. Why do I say actually? Because most of them only buy one sentry and they inevitably fall behind if you consistently buy just one more than they do. Try this test. Take one of your recent replays and check the inventory of each enemy support in the very first minutes of the game. Count how many sentries they have. In most cases, you'll see just one sentry, maybe another delivered by the courier. Now, look at how the wards are placed and the level of chaos surrounding them, especially during timing when teamfights or pushes happen. You'll often realize that wards are placed in areas that won't or barely will be exploited based on the team's decisions. In fact, sometimes they even push the team into playing in ways that lead them straight to losing. To me, it's essential that a support develop habits to deal with the surrounding chaos. Otherwise, they'll never keep up. And to do this, I believe it's important to understand how habit formation works. A habit is built on a three-step cycle. The first step is the trigger, a signal that initiates an action. Once the action is triggered, it creates an automated behavior, forming a routine. Finally, each time this routine produces a perceived benefit, it reinforces itself. The more you repeat this cycle, the more automatic it becomes, freeing up your attention so you can focus on a bigger and more complex problems. Now imagine this. Every time the game clocks hits 13 seconds at the start, that's your signal to instantly trigger a routine, placing a sentry on the small camp and checking if it's blocked, then blocking the enemy camps wherever they are not in position to stop you. By doing this every single time, in every game, you strengthen your sense of control and confidence in your gameplay. For me, for example, I never allow myself to skip buying at least one sentry every time I purchase items delivered by the courier. That way, I make sure I'm always fulfilling a part of my role by consistently bringing a sentry. Now, I invite you to do the same and analyze every situation where you feel you lack control or don't know what to do. For your next 15 or 20 games, focus only on one single element to repeat no matter the circumstances, until the routine sets in. The beauty of routines is that even under pressure, they still hold. In my view, a consistent and stable player over 50 games is far more valuable than a brilliant but inconsistent one. Why? Because the brilliant but inconsistent player is much more likely to blame teammate or external factor rather than themselves. But if you have the problem, then you can focus on the things you do control and become the solution to improve. Good luck and have fun.